What's going on, world? What's going on? Look, we've been going through something. But when I see my boy online killing the game, as he's always been killing the game, I said, you know what? I need us to bring one of our offline conversations online because every single time I talk to him, he has my head spinning and I feel the need that I need to catch up. What's going on today, Bobby?
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I need you to explain, look, not the long bio. I need you to give them the short, the Forbes bio, right? Give them the short Forbes bio on who you are and what it is that you do in this wonderful world of real estate.
Good. So I'm Bobby Bryant. I'm the CEO and founder of DOS. I've been in the real estate industry about 20 years. I got in on the mortgage side of the fence, did extremely well. 2008, the bottom fell out. I took a year off. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in my own little personal laboratory, and I'm going to really try to figure out what the future of real estate looks like, because there's no way. And at that time, I didn't know how long the recession would last. But I do know there's no way that consumers and realtors are going to come out the other side of this not changed. And so I started that mission then. I owned a real estate school, did that for a couple years. I do training, speaking throughout the country about real estate and various topics about the future of things. And now we have DOS going. We believe that we could radically evolve the way people search and transact real estate, and we're acting on that mission.
So, I know that for years I would kind of see you in passing at a Realtor conference or expo, and I might peek my head into your conference room and then go on to my speaking session. But it was actually in Austin, Texas that you and I shared the stage together. And before we shared the stage together, we actually went to dinner. I think it was you, and if I'm not mistaken, it was also Terry Watson. So that was one lively evening. And what's kind of crazy is I had, come to find out, you don't know this, but I had strep throat at that event because my throat was jacked up. I got back home to Chicago, got tested, and realized what I had. Anyway. But you broke down just a little bit of your company, but since then, which was actually a couple of years ago, we've had conversations about how your company is different than a traditional real estate company. And you just mentioned something about change the game on how people search. How has your company positioned itself to be found, to help people buy and sell real estate in today's real estate market?
So we wanted to look at things a little different. We wanted to make real estate feel a little different. I had a great conversation with a best-selling author and keynote speaker by the name of Bob Berg. He wrote a beautiful book series entitled The Go-Giver. And in one of those conversations with Bob, it went something like this. Bobby, I have a question for you. I said, okay. He said, good companies make people feel good. But great companies make people feel good about themselves. So, Bobby, I have a question for you. Any brand in real estate, name one that makes people feel good and or great about themselves. And I was like, sheesh. And this was an honest reaction. None of them. And he said, I think if you want to take DOS somewhere, you need to figure out how to make people feel good and great. And I said, okay, that's going to be our mission. And so we jumped with that and we ran with that from the aspect that we wanted to start with our mission statement. And that is to develop the best technology to make homeownership in America more affordable. That's our mission statement. And I think when we look at the average realtor, and this is NAR statistics that are in about mid-50s, and we think about the average buyer right now, early 30s. We scream relationships, but where are these 30-year-olds and mid-50-year-olds meeting? Where are they having conversations? And oh my gosh, I hadn't seen you since. No, these people aren't meeting. Techies are here. They're in their iPhone. What am I saying? We wanted to understand all the characteristics of a millennial who's largely the most educated, biggest purchasers of homes right now, and the most diverse population in the history of mankind. And we said, we're going to develop our brand and brokerage around this sector of people and everything that they believe. And it's one word that they use: fair. Millennials are real big on being fair. And so what I wanted to do was say, you know what? In the classic statement that the traditional industry uses and states, you get what you pay for. And so, you know what? I said, I'm going to put a spin on that. You know what? You're right. At DOS, you get exactly what you pay for. Full service at a fair price. And so DOS is a company that although we do reduce the cost to transact real estate, and however anybody feels about that, because it's not about cost. Value is what you pay. Value is what you get, and price is what you pay. We believe in that. And our objective is to give the consumer a very rich life cycle approach to real estate at a fair price.
So now I have two sons. Just realize that one is at the beginning and the other one is at the end of Gen Z, right? You're right, coming right up on that end of millennials. And fair is a word that is used, like, because they want life to be fair, right? And
exactly.
Our generation, we tell you all the time, life ain't fair, ain't nothing fair about this situation. But fair is a word that they use. Now, I understood everything you just said and who the company is catering to. And because I would say that neither one of us were born or raised with technology.
Exactly.
However, we forced ourselves to use technology, oftentimes based on reading trends and what was going on, but the fact that we aspire to be the best in our industries, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So with that being stated, you ain't really told them though.
Yes, I have.
You ain't. I get you know who your target market is and
yes,
what it is that you wanted to deliver and how you was going to the branding, the mission statement. You understand clearly. But they gonna do this a little different. Like this ain't the way we was doing it when we came into the industry. Stop playing with them. Yeah, I need you to.
Yeah. So you're right. DOS is very dynamic and comprehensive, and we've had our journey, and it didn't come without flaws. But we love where we're at right now, and so we wanted to connect the dots. You hear a lot of. We've been hearing in the industry that, the real estate industry is fragmented. It's antiquated, blah, blah, blah. And so what we wanted to do was start where the eyeballs are at. And we wanted to be an industry insider that controlled those eyeballs instead of the elephant in the room that everybody currently searches on. We felt like that we could provide the best search experience that the world has ever seen with DOS. And we could do that by empowering a user to communicate via voice, text, or type. And we have that development, and it is stratospheric to be able to say, hey, DOS, show me all the properties in downtown Chicago that's between $400,000 and $500,000, has natural light, wood floors, granite countertops, and that's zoned to Roberts Elementary School. Or to be able to say, hey, DOS, can you let me know when my house is worth $600,000 because I'm gonna sell it the minute you tell me. It may take 2 years, right? But I'm able to do a timer set on that. Or what if I'm able to search in different ways? Like, man, I love that kitchen, but man, that's an $800,000 house. Hey, DOS, can you show me all the houses that has a kitchen just like this, but that's under $400,000? We wanted to make search humanistic. We wanted to take data and mobilize it like it's never been mobilized before. And we've accomplished that. And we'll be launching that, matter of fact, on my birthday, February 8th, 2020, nationwide. But then you take the search experience, rich as it's going to be, and that we're making it. And then you're right, you add the brokerage services. Now we're able to automate and streamline this process. And in doing so, and controlling that price, how can we pass that savings on to the consumer? If our motto and mission is to make homeownership more affordable, then yes, the objective is let's make homeownership more affordable for the millennial who, oh, by the way, whose number one issue of why they can't buy a home is that they can't afford down payment and closing costs. So we want to cater to that, not be disconnected from their reality, which is the reason why I actually think these 20 years in age gap from the average realtor to the average millennial, there's a disconnect of empathy and what this generation needs. And so we wanted to be a part of the solution there. And then we're rolling out here August 1st, we're rolling out DOS home loans. So now we're going to be able to also do the financing, the insurance, DOS home warranty, right? And so we want to connect these dots to streamline this process, to keep it from feeling so fragmented and disconnected when working with a realtor.
So the words fragmented and empathy, but then you just said loan. So I'm just gonna back this up.
Okay.
My alarm clock, I finally had to throw it away. Now, mind you, this alarm clock has not really worked the way an alarm clock should work in a couple of years. But I was still gonna make it work, right? Well, this year when the time changed, I couldn't get it to work. So I throw it away without a new alarm clock. And then it takes me a couple of weeks to see, because I want to see if I can adjust to life without having a clock sit on my nightstand. And I could not adjust to life without this clock, right? Yes. So I go buy me a clock, and I buy me a Google voice-enabled clock, right? Now, it only takes you a few days, right? When you say, hey, Google, wake me up at 6 a.m., right? And, you know, the clock pops, right? And then it really worked the next morning. And you're like, oh, that was so easy because I talk substantially faster than I type or write, for that matter. I said, I could get used to this. But let me say this. Even though I'm a talker, it wasn't until you experience it that you realize, I see what you're talking about now, you know?
Exactly.
And so now, because you've explained, and you know, you've gone way over my head on more than one occasion, about what this means. So you've broken it down, because I'll be 50 in a couple of days, and I realized thank you very much, that there was a lack of empathy. The way that I'm introducing myself now to millennials, I use technology because I wanted to basically have the ability, this is the feeling I wanted, to be able to sit on the bus stop and stop chasing a bus, right? And oftentimes in real estate, it's like you always chasing something. I didn't want to chase anything, which is why I started to use technology. But now I want to make sure that I go out with a bang, and that when I retire, I am viewed, and I got people out here on the streets doing this. I told everybody, if you're younger than 40, you can call me TT Markey. And that's how, when I meet a younger group of people, I'm serious. I want to be that cool, in tune, favorite aunt, the one that knows your secrets you can go talk to, but she can be a straight shooter and never, right? Cody. Right. Imagine if we could get our industry of people getting in their own way. right. To really embrace this because of the ease of you. Like everything you just said, it just came full circle.
Yes.
For me.
Yes.
So break this down, like, because I know you know the stats, like who's searching, what this really means for the consumer. I need them to try to wrap their head around what it is that you've created.
Yeah. So when I started on this journey and had to delve into the stats, you know, DOS is based and built on statistical data. It doesn't care. Data doesn't care how you feel. It's going to tell you the story. You just have to be able to have the ability to look at quantitative data and understand the story that's being told. And so with that being said, that's what we did at DOS. And when you start talking about, you're right, 32% of all realtors absolutely close 0 transactions on the year. Yes, 32%. Multiply that times 1.3 million realtors. Then you have another third that only close between 1 and 3. Another stat that you and I talked about recently was 73% approximately of all realtors don't have a CRM. And you're talking about a tool that is the backbone of our business, or it should be. But what's
the backbone of any business?
Of any business.
So this is not real estate specific. You should know who your customers are, and you should have their information somewhere.
Exactly. But What's the number one reason why they don't? It's cost. The number one reason why most don't have that CRM is they're not making money. They are meandering around in this business. They're paying to be in business and they're not making any money. And so we looked at everything with Dawson. You know, a lot of people don't even know what tools to use to support their business. They don't know how to use it. And so we wanted to create this all-inclusive opportunity. We just executed a partnership agreement for all of our realtors to have DocuSign, branded DOS documents, sending them out. We, in terms of back agent, providing all the tools that they need, a CRM that will be free with DOS, voice activated. Hey, DOS, do I have any showings on Thursday? Hey, DOS, set this appointment for me on Friday between 2 to 4 o'clock. Block that out because I got to be on the call with Miss Lemons. And like they say, the best CRM is the one that you're going to use. And so, because there's so many different options, but we had to sit down and literally make that decision of, man, you know what? People really don't know what they need. So we almost have to create what we believe our agents need to be successful. And you know what? It isn't just the tools. It's actually having a business model like DOS that empowers them with options, preset options to go out here and offer the consumer. But it's a win-win offering. It's not one-sided. It's not, well, Bobby, I mean, I see what DOS is doing, but how do we make money? No, we make money by actually helping people save money, because we wanted to get our agents out of this peak and valley stock market looking. I closed 5 deals this month and I didn't close anything for the next 2 months because I was chasing and trying to close and I didn't get a chance to go out here and business development. But how can we help you make you get to that point where you are $8, $9, $15,000 consistent a month? That's what we wanted for our agents, to be able to close deals consistently and actually make more money, helping people save money. Give them all the tools that they need and get out of this broken mentality of how we view the industry and all these broken, dumb, sucky cliches that we're taught. And in an era where we're dealing with millennials who think different, they act different, they function different, they're getting married different, they're having kids different, they use technology different, they fact check you on the spot. Did he just say that? Different. And so what we have to do is cater to that. But we are sitting over here with this 8-track mentality in a Pandora world, trying to shove this stuff down their throat and rehash our value and make it about us. It's not about us. And DOS is like, it ain't about you. You can actually service this client, make it about them without being conflicted that you got to be the one first. It's not about you and your 1950 glamour shot in your car and your my demeanor. It's about that consumer. And actually, if you make it about them, you can make more money. You just got to understand how that works. And the industry is conflicted. Realtors are conflicted with that dynamic. So DOS said, we're going to take this and we're going to normalize this. We're going to make it consumer centric and we're going to win at the same time. We're going to make more money at the same time. And whoever's progressive and get it, please join us. And if you don't, please stay away. It's okay.
You know what? So I think I say it every single day. It's not about you, right? And I tell agents time and time again, it is not about you. Recently, something as simple as this. Recently, I understood that 70% of my audience online is female.
Yes.
I said, I'm not a girly girl. So pink is, I don't even, I own one pink outfit. Okay, 4 closets, one pink outfit. I said, I might need to bring a little pink into my branding to engage more with what I now know as a audience really dominated by females. But when you talk about dealing with millennials, actually, my 13-year-old son just got a mobile device. Had one before, did not know how to act, right? So I politely had it turned off. Got him one for his 13th, was it 13th birthday? No, his 7th grade grades. He just got one. Within 48 hours of getting his phone, I hear him call dad, right? every demand is a audio demand. He has Bluetooth connected to every car in the house. He came outside on the porch the other day, but he was baking cookies. I said, how are you going to hear the timer? He says, Mom, you do know that I have a timer on my phone. The next
Exactly.
thing was, I'm in the kitchen. He says, I have a new French toast recipe. I said, French toast? I said, well, I don't see the recipe. Mom, you do know there's a note-taking app on the
Exactly.
phone.
Exactly.
So I feel as though he was just like, he had all these ideas, right? Just from using a regular computer on how he was going to leverage his phone to the point that I probably can't take the phone away now because he's using it for more than what I thought he was going to ever use the phone for. But
Yes.
imagine how many realtors my age don't know anything about the capabilities of the
Yes.
device that's on their phone. And I'm looking at
Exactly.
this 13-year-old who all he needed was the phone so that he could implement this long running list
Yep. Yep.
things that he wanted to do. And I'm like, I would have never set the timer on my phone to go outside to bake cookies so I could be nosy and see what was going on, but still needed the timer. I would have put the timer in my pocket.
Here you go. Hey, baby. How much more time that timer say? How much more? That's what we did. We used to yell it in the house, right?
Yeah, what that time? Let me know when that timer go off, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, and when he says it to me, he says it to me like, you old dummy, how long have you had a phone, right? That's kind of like, because that's his facial expression is really like, and you had a phone for how long? You know,
Exactly.
and so I'm wondering now, based on the interactions that I'm having, you know, consistently with a 13-year-old, how many, or a 24-year-old for that matter, what do they really feel about us?
They think that we are just as old as we act. How about that? They
Oh,
think
that's
that we
sad.
are just as old as we act, and that's why I think that we can't move forward in real estate trying to do the same things that we did when this real estate industry was chartered back in 1908, before it was called the National Association of Realtors. Like, we can't keep thinking that we're going to be post-pandemic 2021, 2020, you know, going forward, doing these same old tactics. We can't, again, as I said earlier, we can't have this old 8-track in the Pandora world mentality. We just cannot, because these guys do think different. These kids, Gen Z, what you just talked about, they're more diverse and more tech savvy than the millennial. They're already bigger than their generation. And so they just hadn't become homeowners yet. But what we have to pay attention to are their habits and characteristics that you just talked about. And that's why we believe at DOS, we're trying to cater to what's coming. We're not going to, it blows my mind when I see people go create a brand new brokerage for what we were doing today or what we were doing yesterday. By the time you reach your momentum, you already got an 8-track. You just went and redid an 8-track, put a brand new label on it, and talking about, shoot, they gonna love this name. And it's the same madness that we've been doing for the last 100 years.
Oh, you just made my stomach hurt.
I'm trying to tell you.
Right, because that's exactly what they're doing. And they don't think outside the box, and they think they know, but they don't know. So let's come back to what you said about during the pandemic.
Yes.
What do you see? Now, I already know you're creating a company for the future.
Yes.
But when you start creating that company, we didn't have a thing called COVID-19.
Sure.
What pivot, and you ain't got to tell all your secret sauce, but I know you've made a modification or a pivot. What does one of those pivots you could share looks like as a result of what we're going through right now?
So the thing is when you had a high touch industry, this was a high touch industry.
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many people in the industry that was not comfortable with video, with not comfortable with putting themselves out there. You know, I look fat. I look this way. Well, guess what? That put a filter on it. That's just how you look then. And you got to get over that. And you got to be able to just say, hey, I got to get out here. You got to turn into a real estate influencer. That's what I had to go tell my guys and gals, you know, give me 1 second. You got to become a real estate influencer. This is moving forward. That's how these millennials and these Gen Z, that's how they function. So if they are the number one buyers, how do they function? And you get out there and you talk about it. If it ain't happening on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, then it ain't happening. You got to document your action is what I call it. You got to get out here, talk about the game. They want to see that you are the reigning expert in your market. You got to claim your niche. I'm a first-time home buyer expert. I'm a divorce expert. Somebody got to buy, somebody got to sell. I am a this, that, or the other. I tell my agents, I need to see 5 buckets, and I need to see 2 of them that you're planning on spending money behind advertising yourself. Like choose those 2 buckets. Choose those 2 buckets. Who are you? And they need to be diversified. One need to be on the sales side. The other need to be on the buyer side. But we got to be able to put ourselves out there. We got to be able to give people ways to see that property 24/7. My team, I have an in-house media team. We bought Matterport cameras. I don't have to go hire somebody. We do it in-house. Allow people to do walkthroughs 24/7, evergreen. While you're asleep, they're walking. Because you know when people are searching for houses? When the kids go to sleep, after 10 o'clock, right? And a lot, I told my agents the other day, hey, I stalked all of you. I looked at your social media presence, and I realized that half of you don't even have your phone number, contact information on your social media. How are you selling yourself as a practitioner? Hey, support me in my business, but I can't get in contact with you. It really is just the basic stuff. I can't even really say it's, oh my gosh. The reality of it is, though, we have to understand our business different than we ever did before. We got to turn around and get in front of our sphere of influence. The people who don't know us, we need to do recordings. We need to maybe start a podcast. We need to turn around and talk the talk, walk the walk, and claim that I am King Kong and I'm good at this, and you need to contact me. And if not, you're going to have FOMO.
You know
by the way, fear of missing out.
First of all, you just made me feel good because I think one of my favorite sentences is, I'm the shortest, darkest, roundest person in the room with the least amount of hair, yet I create video content every single day. Because people don't care about how I look. They care if I can solve their problems. But there's so much truth to everything that you just stated. So it just made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? Because I'm not alone in this. But as I tell my agents, secret agents don't get found. And
they don't.
People signify and joke on me all the time. They say, well, Marky, you're the world's greatest self-promoter. If I don't promote me, who will? Exactly. I just did a interview, and I told them in the interview, I said, I don't make the assumption that people know.
Exactly.
So I pick up, when I want something, I pick up the phone, and I'm not even a phone talker. And I call you, because what you cannot tell me after I call you is that you don't know.
Exactly.
And I take that's my personal responsibility. But this is what I've been telling realtors lately, and they've been a little bit mad at me. Nicknames don't work in real estate. Actually, nicknames don't work in the business world, because no one is going to, like, for one period of time, my parents were calling me Fontella. I absolutely hated it, and people started calling me Fontella. And I told my parents, look, what was cute in the house is not cute. Stop calling me that name in public, because I hate Fontella. Well, no one is going to go looking for real estate and search for Fontella. And if they did, they might not spell it the right way. So even in these audio searches, right, you have to still talk to people. Hence, again, why it's not about them, right? It's all about the consumer. You still have to talk and type and act the way that people are searching for them to be able to find you. And if you're not doing none of that online, your butt will not be found.
Exactly. You got to put content out there, because I'm going to tell you, when you get out there and meet people and you give that business card, they're looking you up on LinkedIn. They're looking you up. They're Googling you. And what are they finding? To your point, are you a secret agent? I can't even find this person. They're a salesperson, and everybody, we got 40,000 realtors just in Houston, and all y'all number one and all y'all the best. Come on, killer. The thing is what we have to do is be able to separate ourselves, and you need to be deemed and viewed as the expert. How are you doing that? And trust me, and when you're walking out here and you got to be careful what you're selling. I'm selling the fact that I am an expert. And you ask me a question, I'm going to give you, I got 2 master's degrees in education. My teacher hat is going to come out. And I'm going to tell you exactly, I'm going to teach you exactly, and I will not mislead or lie to you. And I'm going to let you make the best decision. And what I find is that people will patronize me because they'll say, you know, one thing about that Bobby, he's a straight shooter. And that's what I want. I don't want nobody to smooth and bullshit me. And that's the thing. You know, I can respect somebody who's an asshole. Excuse my French on your show, Spanish, whatever you want to call it. But
you know I cusses on occasion. You do know I cusses on occasion.
And I'm being colorful today because I'm on your show. But,
come on, color. Come on, color.
But the thing is that I don't want a nice smoozer tell me anything trying to mirror. Yeah, I like that too. Oh yeah, you too, me too. Yeah, you too. I don't want that. I want somebody that's going to tell me straight up that can respect that. Because when it comes down to it, Bobby, really, you're a straight shooter. I get my business mostly from attorneys, engineers, doctors, from this caliber of people that I want you to shoot it to me straight. I want to understand the laws behind that and give it to me straight, no chaser. Don't give me no schmooze. And so we have to understand what we're selling. It's an experience, number one, but knowledge, information, being available. Those are the things that we're selling, right? And that's what we have to understand. That's who we are in our job in this game. And if you're struggling with that value prop, then that's why you're struggling.
That is. We're a world of entrepreneurs who don't know they're entrepreneurs. They thought they were just coming to sell a house.
Exactly.
And it's baffling to me. And I tell people, I was born and raised an entrepreneur. So when I came into this business, I had a plan. And at the time when I came into the business, I had a discount real estate brokerage firm. There weren't any in the city of Chicago. I said, ooh, I need one in the city of Chicago. But a lot of, now talking to you, I can look back and tell some things that I should have done different, right?
Yes.
I wanted a discount real estate brokerage in the city of Chicago because it didn't exist, and I needed my people to have another way to be able to buy and sell real estate. But everything else was me trying to make my company look like other companies, right? To fit in. The beautiful thing is you aren't trying to fit in.
No, I'm not trying to fit in. And in the words of one of my favorite, Audre Lorde's, define yourself for yourself or be crushed into people's fantasies of you and eaten alive. So I have to be honest with you. Nobody's going to give Doss that discount label, broker's label. And I'm going to tell you the reason why is because that label was created by a traditional agent to box a brokerage who was in the pursuit of giving consumers an option. Number one. Number two, that label has the connotation that real estate commissions aren't negotiable, and we all know they are.
They are.
And number three, we're in 2020, and we're starting to finally see the promise of technology, and it had 2 promises to all of us, is that we could save time and money. We can save time and money. And so if that's the promise of technology, and that's the objective of Doss, I will not allow anybody to pigeonhole and label us as a discount brokerage, especially from practitioners who are private closet discounters. We just so happen.
You know what?
We just so happen to do it. We just so happen to do it up front. And if you got a seller that's going to turn around and buy, and you discount that commission, or does that make you a discount realtor? No, but just because I do it up front, you want to label me as that? No, you are a closet rebater and discount realtor.
You have just, look, I could just, if I had a mic, I'd just gone and dropped the mic, right? And you know you just did that. Now, this is what's funny. And I will let you tell them about how to contact you. I tell people all the time when it comes to us taking an overpriced listing.
Yes.
And I mean this with my whole heart, right?
Uh-huh.
Why do we need consumer feedback, right? Why do they ask another agent what their client is thinking. And I tell everybody, the only reason you ever care is because you're trying to talk your seller down off a ledge for the
Yes.
overpriced listing you allowed yourself to just take.
I got a nugget for you on that too.
So it's not the buyer consumer who most times ain't never bought or sold real estate in the first dang on place.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So I said, if you price that house to sell, as soon as you put it on the market, you know you did a good job already. You know it. You feel it. You walk out the listing different.
Yes.
Okay. And so, but now I got to add that, right? I got to add the closet discounter, right?
Yes.
Oh Lord. Okay. What you gonna add, Bobby? Because
so yeah. Again, I'm a student of this business. I'm an avid reader, and going throughout the country talking to so many different people is a combination of what DOS has become. But one of the things that we do at our firm, we have what we call a listing prenup. A listing prenuptial agreement. And I tell my agents that we are in the business of selling property, not taking overpriced listings. And so if I give you, the comparables and the numbers, and you're just going to be over 5%, 7% of what the market says. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is what the data says, is that a house loses its freshness on the market after 21 days. And so I think we should list your property. My recommendation is at this number. We'll go with your number. The only way I'm gonna take your listing, because you got to understand that we have an in-house media team. So we're gonna spend $800 marketing your property. And we don't take listings we can't sell, because it costs money to list your property. So I'll list your property. I'll agree to list at your number if you sign this listing prenup on our DOS letterhead, DOS listing prenup. And it's going to sit here and say, I'll list at your number for these first 21 days. And if we don't have a contract, then we're going to go with my number. And if you don't execute that, then that's fine. I'll say, hire a realtor that's going to overprice and spend the money and the time listing your property. But this is our listing prenup. I'll leave that with you. You can talk that over with your wife, and I look forward to working with you. Here's the thing, guys. We are in business to sell real estate. Don't take these listings that you can't sell. And so that's a strategy I've empowered in our forms and in our practice that I teach my realtors how to overcome. I take offense if my realtors go to a realtor group somewhere on Facebook asking questions when I'm the brokerage that's responsible for you. I'm paying your E&O. And we got so much support and smarts inside this brand, you don't have to go anywhere else and ask somebody else for advice. And when the boo will hit the fan, they're nowhere around to share that liability of that advice that they gave you that you acted on.
You know what? I'm going to just say this because I haven't had the chance to say it.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess we won't be having no entanglements working at your company. Because we coming up out the closet, right?
Oh,
and we're going to have a prenup on it. So,
all of that.
And with there will be no entanglement. I've been wanting to publicly talk about an entanglement anyway. Bobby, so how does one connect with you? Because, look, I feel like I've been to real estate church today. And let the church say amen. How does one connect with you, Bobby?
well, first I got to say thank you. And not only that, but just your personality allowed me to be my authentic self, which I pride myself on being, by the way. I'm definitely a man who's comfortable in his skin. But you can reach me on LinkedIn, Bobby Bryant. I got this I got this COVID beard going right now, but so when you look me on LinkedIn, it's going to look different, my profile picture. But if you want to email me and have any conversations, I'm an open book. That email address is bobby@askdoss.com. That's askdos.com. And look me up on Facebook, Twitter, Real Bobby Bryant. And but I'm here to help out any way I can. And if somebody wants me to share a message with their group or team, it's all about the betterment of the industry. I'm available to anybody who needs help.
Well, Bobby, I 100% appreciate you. Now, and let me say this. I wanted you to be on the show, especially in today's real estate market, because this is what I get from you when I see you in the hallway or when we break bread together.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I get to see this version of Bobby anyway, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
and I said, well, I think people need to hear this, but they need to understand that audio side of the business as well,
Yes.
which I know that you are dominating in that space and creating something new. So I want to appreciate you for being here with me. Everybody reach out to my boy Bobby. But you got to be prepared, and some of us you're not prepared for. So if you're ready to hear it the way it really is,
I
the
agree.
tears, man, reach out to Bobby. Bobby, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good weekend. Stay safe, and let's win. It's all
Let's
about
win.
looking at things different. Perspective is everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you.